Stop that. I said to stop that.
I am cooking.
Am I so repulsive to you that I can't even put my hand on your shoulder?
Don't be ridiculous.
I'm trying to talk to you, man. I'm trying to understand why you're behaving so strange.
I am allowed to be quiet. I'm allowed to want to be on my own.
No, Yolande, I know you.
You know nothing.
Then tell me. Tell me, man. Are you bored of me, is that it? You don't love me anymore.
Of course I love you. Just leave me alone. Let me cook now.
Baby, you're in pain. I can see it. I can feel it. Because we are connected. Yeah, Angela, what an episode. You remember how you first heard about it? I remember. You tell me, how you remember?
I think you must have told me.
Maybe
I can never remember. I can never remember anything. I think you told me when we were nattering. I can't remember. It was either you or our boss.
No, I come to think of it, I did, because he had called me into the office. And this usual thing when you call into the office, you think, oh God, I'm going to get the sack or something like that. And then what Chris said to me, he said, look, I'm going to put something to you. You can say no, and I would understand. And he said, a two-hander, pardon, Angela and you. I said, you're serious? And he said, yeah. And he immediately said, look, if you don't want to do it, fine, I would understand. Well, come on, as an actor, you get the chance to do a two-hander, and especially doing it with you, I couldn't say no. And, yep, so that's how it kicked off. And I remember, I don't think at that time he had mentioned anything to you because, it is one of the times when, Rudolph, you're a senior, you've been here for some time, and you don't want to...
As most things, because I'm just a little bit too laid back, so I always
back, but
I'm laid back in hearing about what's coming up next or what's going to happen.
Can you remember your reaction?
I think I was numb because I think I'd already started the whole thing that led up to the two-hander, the Pastor Clayton thing. Pastor? Am I dawdling?
We got plenty of time.
Pastor? So I was still embroiled in all of that and exhausted and all these lines to learn. And then it was like, oh, and then that's going to come to some kind of head. And then it's going to be like, whew. And then I heard we were going to do this. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do that then? How am I going to learn all these lines? That's how I felt.
When it was mentioned, I thought, well, first of all, quite an honor because there weren't many times in the past, and certainly in the history of EastEnders, that they had two actors having a two-hander, and I think it go all the way back to maybe Ethel or, other characters. And it meant, it was phenomenal. I mean, we were talking about, two key actors in EastEnders on screen for half an hour. Challenging, wouldn't you say?
Extremely challenging.
On various levels.
On various levels, and that's why I am so unconventional. I don't think about it, and I didn't think about it too much. Otherwise, I would be really, really scared. When I get too scared, I just get blank. And I knew that I had to stay alive and engaged, keep my mind out of fear, to go into it, especially after coming out of the other bit, whereas my body almost felt like as if it's time to just have a little breather, but to know that I had to keep that tension and that intensity to go into our two-hander to sort of open it all out. I had to keep myself very slow breathing and calm, so as I didn't enter it angst as the story that I'd just done, so we could tell our story of our relationship and the effect it's had on us.
Please, let me in, the man. I'm begging you.
I'm sorry.
I too had to go through that process of, yes, we had to focus, as I said, on various levels. On our level as black actors in this country, you know, one can't shy away from that responsibility. The fact that the topic itself was so heavy and it is something that needed to be exposed, you know, that also is a quite a responsibility. So all those things, you know, played on my mind before we even started rehearsals.
We are so different because you take on as the nobleman that you are, the responsibility of carrying the weight of, you know, the gift that we were given. I am so completely different because I am so filled with fear. I'm like that swan. Like I'm like this on the top and underneath I'm going like this. So I know the responsibility. I carry the responsibility in my being as a black actress to know that, yes, I have to represent, I have to spread the love, you know, because at the end of the day, it's the one love. But I don't think about the responsibility, and I know who's going to watch, and then I'll have a little laugh because I said, oh, Yolande might lose some of her lovely Christian lady friends when she goes into this storyline because, you know, it's all a hidden thing. People are protected who shouldn't be protected in churches. But I didn't take on that I have a responsibility to tell the story. I just took on the journey. I can't think about the world, otherwise that'll hamper me. That you're really brave. Maybe I know it's wise. Maybe it's your wisdom that makes you to be able to do that. But I can't do it. I just have to. I have to. There's a phrase like be naked and run. Not literally.
Hang on. You know, not literally. Okay, fine.
just give myself to it. Don't think about anything. Whatever the repercussions, whatever, just live it, eat it, breathe it, do it, and then go. And then whatever anyone else is saying, you know, people are praising you or whatever, it's like, I've just lived that, and it's okay.
Yeah, sitting down, go on. What is it?
No. Nah, man, no. No.
I can't remember if you had a voice fed into your ear at the time of the conversation when I handed the phone to you for you to speak to Elaine, but whether or not you did, I can't remember. But how did you digest it as Patrick? It's for real. I'm actually talking to someone on the phone and they've just stabbed me in my stomach.
Yeah, I mean, it was for real. First of all, it was recorded, so it gave me an indication, an idea of the way she said it and the tone of her voice and everything. So when I was listening to it, although it wasn't for real on the phone, but as an actor, you know, you know the dialogue, you know what is coming. I reacted accordingly. I mean, it was real. It's not for the audience. As far as the audience is concerned, yes, it was for real, and it stabbed me in the right places at the right time, and had hopefully the desired effect.
Yolande? You in there? Yolande?
Yes, I'm here.
The audience can tell whether you're faking it or not. It's no two ways about it. They can look into your eyes, and the great thing about this television, sometimes they get so close into you. So I hope that's what they saw, the reality. The whole situation was so real.
What happened?
Elaine told you.
I just want to understand. Did he threaten you? Did he hurt you? Did he use violence? What did he say? I mean, did he make you promise not to tell me? Is that why you didn't tell me anything that night? Just this afternoon, I sat with him in the Vic, confiding my worries about you. And he put his hand on my shoulder like he was my friend. Said he was worried about you, too. False smile. False sympathy. Knowing damn well that he was the one touched you, forced himself upon you.
Stop, please.
Pretending to be a man of God and using his role to do that to my woman.
For me, that moment of not being able to tell you the character, she just felt ashamed and small. She didn't want to be seen with new eyes, because she just felt like once you'd heard it from Elaine, when you looked at her, you were going to be seeing hell or something. So that's why she had to flee. And you feel as if you've betrayed someone. You're not the person they think you are. That's what she was feeling in the bathroom. She's going to be rejected, but she doesn't want to be rejected. She loves her husband so much. She doesn't want to be rejected. And she wished she could just rub it all out. But because of her character, there's this pride in her. There's a bit of a negative pride in her. But she doesn't want to be seen broken down at that point. She didn't want the wretchedness of how she was feeling at the time. She didn't want him to see it.
Patrick! 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 Patrick!
Just get out of my way.
Patrick! Where are you going?
Give that man a damn good idea.
No. Please, Patrick, go back inside. This is why I didn't want to tell you. I knew you would do this.
Out of my way.
Oh, Patrick, please. Please go back home. Listen to me. Oh, please. What is happening? Patrick, this is my own private business. You have no right to take it into your hands like this.
Yolande,
Please, come on. I'll talk to you.
It's a little bit off-putting, slightly, because it always is, because we film out of sync. And remember, we actually had to film the outside bit before.
Of course, yeah.
That is so impossible, because you don't know where you're going to go, where it's going to go, how you're going to feel. So I always feel like when I ran out, I ran out and I was crying. I said, oh, Patrick, blah, 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 blah. But at that point, in that scene there, I felt I was acting, because I had to act out an emotion that I hadn't lived yet. So that was difficult, and I hoped that it would, when we watched it on the TV, it would work. But in because of my kind of fear of that I was going to even judge that bit, when that came on, I've got to go back and watch it critically. I sort of, because I knew I was going to see where I know critically I'm going to say, no, that's not how I was feeling. It doesn't
Yes,
meet.
but
So I haven't,
I know.
because I know I'm going to pick it apart.
Yeah.
Knowing what you knew, you could have protected yourself and stay away from him, man.
He should have stayed the hell away from me! How dare you, Magic? How dare you blame me?
That was scary. That explosion was
It was
scary. There was a
scary
moment where you had to be out of control, but try to be in control. That was a scary moment for me, and trying not to preempt it, to make it be a natural explosion. I did find that a bit difficult, knowing that you were just a couple of feet away from me. That was very difficult, being in the moment and then trying to technically do it and not look as if I'm technically trying to do it. That was hard for me as an actor. That moment, that was like me doing a bit of a stunt suddenly right in front of the camera when I'm supposed to be in the moment. I think I need to go and take some classes in that.
I don't know about you, but one of the things that I must admit that I find it very, very difficult to watch myself on television. And this in particular was very difficult because unfortunately, you start looking for all the little things. You absorb the little things. Man, I could have done it. I could have invested in that feedback, and so it becomes an agonizing viewing for me, and it would take several weeks and several viewings and to really relax and enjoy it as a general public, and especially something like that had so
I'm
much.
like that in general, but with that, I actually did watch, and I have seen that episode. A lot of it I still haven't seen because I've got to get to see it, because you go in, you start cooking, and the show's finished. The night it came on, I was actually at home with my 14-year-old granddaughter, and we sat on the bed together and watched it. And I was so tired that that was the first time I think I've ever watched something that I had so much engagement with, and I could just turn off the critic. And I was just there with my granddaughter watching it, and I actually could just follow it. There are places like where there had to be cuts for time. That I went, oh, where's that? Where's that? But other than that, I was just so sort of tired and watching it. I actually watched Angela Wynter as if it wasn't me for the most of the time, and at the end of it I had tears because I was just going along with it. And that's only because I was like really tired. I was very tired, and also the joining with my granddaughters, like I'm a grandmum, and then there's my daughter, and there's my granddaughter, and for me it was more of a thing sharing with my granddaughter. Like, I have certain aspirations for her, and I know that I've made it to this point, and she is watching it with me. So it was even more than watching the show. It was a thing of the generations of, black women. I'm this older black woman, and she's my baby, and she's watching this, and I'm hoping that there will be this massive transference that she can just take and see that, wow, that's my grandmum, and this is us. We can be here. Sorry for tears. So that's how I watched it on the day.
No, I'm afraid I watched it on my own deliberately, which was in it kind of painful. What is great is that immediately it was transmitted, the phone calls came, starting with my sister, who was just moved to tears, and and other, other members of the family and friends and whatnot, which was good. As I said, overall, the feedback has been really tremendous.
That's like one of the biggest things that have ever happened to me in my acting career. I mean, good things have happened, but that's when I think about the responsibility and the enormity of the show. It's EastEnders.
It's EastEnders.
Even yesterday in the square, someone said something about Dot, and I thought, oh my goodness. Like, I used to sit and watch this. I was standing in the square and I was thinking, I used to sit and watch this on the telly, and I used to watch Dot.
Amazing.
Yesterday I started thinking about being at school, being a schoolgirl with these aspirations, which were impossible, and that I was now here. I don't know why I was thinking about that yesterday when I was in the square. It was almost as if I could see the little me, then the teenager me, then the young woman me, and the different points of my life and, going through my career. And now I was like on the square. And there are these icons that I used to watch ages ago, and I was standing here where they stood. I had that experience yesterday. It was almost like an out-of-body experience.
Well, but, working with them, of course, June Brown and John Barden, which we had, and Pauline, and working with them was just quite something. For me personally, haven't done that journey from, 23 years, 24 years that I have been in it, and rubbing shoulders with teachers, because having learned a lot from playing with June and playing with, John Barden was just phenomenal. So I would say that our journey and our two-hander really is in, we big up those people. We stepped into big shoes. And I'm sure for you, for both of us, having entered or come into the series where, we both had the sort of variety of things that we've been doing over the years, the challenges, be the theatre, and to walk into something like this, not even thinking, we're going to be in for a couple of months or going to be in for 3 months and then out again. And here we are so many years on and being part of that family.
I really look forward to going to work.
Oh, yeah.
I really look forward to work to EastEnders.
Yeah, it brings a smile on my face. All the problems and all the worries that I have as soon as I arrive on set.
Yeah,
it's a laughter, fun, hard work, yes.
Yeah,
but
hard work, but it's almost like leaving your home to go home.
Yeah. Yes, we've done the two-handers, but let's see now what are the challenges they're going to throw at us, at least with the strength and the understanding that, we've done it once, we can do it again. 40 years and still have that pull and that impact. It is quite something, it's great to get awards and great, but the fact remains that people talk about EastEnders. It's topical and it's a lot to be said.
Even the people who don't watch it, they like to talk about it and state it. Nothing to us that they're watching it secretly. They're secretly watching.
Yeah.
Many people watch it anyway, and I think to myself, like
the guy on the tube. I don't watch it. No, I don't watch that. My wife watches it. Yes, I don't watch it.
She fills him in.
But why did you have to do that? You don't watch it.
Was you in it? Yeah. I think that's what captivates people, because it's like they're watching ordinary lives. Apart from the fact that, someone dies every year or someone goes loopy every year, and it's like it couldn't happen in that small space all the time. But that's the boom of the soap. What if we could never be intimate again?
I must still love you.
As a sister or an aunt.
No, as my darling Yolande.
you wouldn't go off with some other woman.
Man, I tell you, if Halle Berry herself swooped down here in a bikini, I would say, Halle, I know you find me irresistible. But I tell you, I have everything I want in a woman right here.
Irresistible, my foot. You mean it?
Of course I do. I do.
The part that I found difficult, right at the end, when we came back together and we had to, from being like, you know, like when she's saying to him, oh, are we only going to be friends, you know, like, you're going to see me as a sister, I think she said. And then we had to go from like still very uncertain of each other and go do that flip where they started to smile, you know, and we're at ease with each other, you know, so they could go. And I found that when I was reading it, I was thinking, no. How can you do? How can you? It's too sudden. I can't do it. But in the end, because that's what was written, and we've already done loads already, I don't know. I had to kind of mold myself into it. I think I just had to just give myself. I just had to relax and give myself. I had to believe it and just go with it and into it. And I was so surprised at how fluid it was, because I really couldn't see how I could go from all that to we having a couple of words, couple of lines, and we just sort of just slid back into each other's arms after that big journey.
I approached you, remember? I asked you for a dance.
Yeah, man. The best day of my life.
A lot of people was willing us to move to that to that level, and as revealed later on, we still have a lot of challenges. It's not done and dusted.
I was relieved to see it, but honestly, it was a challenge. It was a challenge after everything that had happened in the house. Even now, I can't believe how that happened. I've got to watch it again to see if I really did it. Because when I watched it, I thought, oh gosh, it worked. But just talking about it again now, I like...
You start questioning it.
Yeah, because how? I'm going to go and watch that again.
Maybe
I don't watch the whole thing.
Maybe we should sit and watch it together.
Pick it apart.